AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 2. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Russo. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. What? That's in your name? That's not your name?
Oh, you didn't have to do that, man. Come on now.
Do what? What'd you mean? What do you mean? Do what?
Call me Russo. You didn't have to do that.
Well, why? I mean, why wouldn't I call you your name?
It's not my name. But
That's not my name. That's not my name. They call me her. They call me Stacy. What?
isn't it Jane? They call me Jane. That's not my name. They call me Stacy.
There's also a verse where he goes, they call me her.
Okay.
They call me.
I didn't know that part.
I've met the Ting Tings, all right? Don't challenge me on this. I met the Ting Tings in an elevator when I worked at then Clear Channel, now iHeart.
Okay.
Getting on the elevator. They're Australian? Look that up.
I don't know, yeah.
They're the Ting Tings. Ting Tings. That's not my name. Met them on the elevator. They're like, I was just getting on the elevator going to the sports station.
English. They're English. Salford, Greater Manchester.
English. That's the same thing. I mean, England, at one point occupied Australia, so there's a lot of English native people that live in Australia. That's similar. Yeah, look that up. I'm serious.
No, yes, I know.
There was a basis of English rule in Australia. They're comparable. Thanks, Russo. Kendall Rogers is with us, D1 Baseball. Have you ever heard of the Ting Tings?
You know what? I do have a really quick Australia story for you.
Let's go.
So my grandfather grew up in England, and he got in trouble all the time, so his parents made him move to Australia.
Made him move to Australia?
Yeah, so he got shipped off to Australia, and yeah, so there you go, some little family history.
I actually think he kind of won. I mean, Australia is pretty awesome.
I would agree.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
There's tons of vineyards. Yeah. There's beaches everywhere. I mean, I don't know that I would want to be inland in some of the I remember, some of the what would you call undeveloped the wildlife areas, because I wouldn't survive there. I'm just way too.
It looks like a mix of Arizona and Kansas.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I would want, but you put me in Australia, in some of those coastal areas where there's beaches and a little inland is wineries and vineyards. Oh my God, I'd go to Australia in a millisecond.
Yeah, I'll be bad just to do that.
Right? Unless if they made you live in the inland part, that would not be as good.
Yeah, that is an important clarifier.
Yeah. Also not as good when LSU baseball is at 9-15 with 6 to play. How about that transition, professional radio guy, hashtag. You push the hashtag at the end if you didn't know that. Okay, so they play Georgia. Give me a sense, man. Does LSU have more than just a puncher's chance in this series?
So here's the thing that's really, really interesting about LSU to me is I was just kind of working on our postseason stock report for our projections we did a couple of days ago. And here's the really interesting thing is if LSU, and again, I know at this point we're I don't think they're going to win both these series. But let's just say they take care of business with Georgia and Florida, 2 out of 3 in the regular season. They're at 13 wins in the SEC. And let's just say Tennessee and Kentucky don't exactly, blow it out the last couple of weekends. You can have a situation where LSU's at 13 wins. There may be a game behind those two teams. And yet, guess what? They have a series win on the road against Tennessee, and they've got a head-to-head series win over Kentucky where they blew Kentucky out in the rubber match of that series. So, would I predict LSU to make the NCAA tournament? No. But if they win those two series, they have got more than a puncher's chance to make the NCAA tournament, especially with the RPI creeping up to 55 here recently.
Okay. Well, let me get to Kentucky and Tennessee in a bit. What do they have to do to be able to win on the road a series against Georgia?
They're going to have to do something they haven't done all year long, which is, everything's going to have to click at the same time. I don't think there's been a weekend this year out of maybe one or two games in Jacksonville where I really, and I didn't see much of the series this past weekend against South Carolina, but I have not seen a series as a good team at least this year where I feel like everything's kind of come together for LSU. And so for me, it's, you've got to limit the walks against Georgia. They're going to hit their home runs. You've got to make sure when they hit those home runs, they're doing it with nobody on base. And I think the other thing is from an offensive standpoint, that is an offensive-friendly ballpark, especially to right field. It is imperative that LSU gives its pitching staff some support and some cushion. If they can do that and make Georgia think about it a little bit, they can win that series. It's not like LSU's void of talent.
If you look at the pitching matchups, is there a matchup where you think LSU might have an advantage?
I think with Schmidt, I think anytime Schmidt's on the mound, I think he can outduel anybody if he's on. So maybe in that spot. Other than that, we don't know who's starting in the finale just yet.
Right.
And in Paz, I don't know. I don't know if I'm taking him over Joey Volchko, but again, I think Schmidt is certainly capable of going out there and putting together some outing that we look back on in 3 weeks and go, man, that was kind of the turning point of this team getting to the NCAA tournament.
Man, they at least Kendall and what they did this past weekend against South Carolina, they gave themselves a chance, right? They gave themselves a chance to be in the conversation. So there's three things they needed to do. One was sweep South Carolina, and they did that. So we'll see how it moves forward. Now, it's interesting because you mentioned Tennessee and Kentucky, and both of them have really tough series this weekend. Let's start with Tennessee. They're at home, but they're welcoming in fourth-ranked Texas. So we're all, I guess, burnt orange fans this weekend over the Tennessee Orange. How do you see that series playing out?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is, what does Texas' offense do against Tennessee? Texas offensively, you go back to the A&M series, even a couple of games, the Alabama series, they were not very good offensively. They did break out a little bit last weekend against UTSA and maybe midweek action, but especially in that hitter's paradise up there, Lindsey Nelson, can Texas give its pitching staff enough support? I think the other thing for me is, what does Tennessee do from an offensive standpoint? It's certainly with Josh Easlander this year has not been some offensive unit that you're like, whoa, this is intimidating, anything but that. So I think it'll be really interesting to see when they're able to, manufacture runs and, put up 6-7 runs a game against that Luke Harrison, Ruger Riojas and Bill Volantis trio. Volantis has been so good as of late. So I think if Tennessee's going to beat them, they're going to have to shut down their offense to have any chance at all to win that series.
Well, everyone here is cheering for Texas, also cheering for the Gators at home. Tough thing to do. And Kendall, Florida's just been, I said it a bunch, man, but they've been a Jekyll and Hyde team this year. I haven't really known what to make of them week to week. So what do you make of them this weekend with Nick Mingione's small ball squad? Yeah. And they're getting, and Kentucky's getting one of their starting pitchers back this weekend as well. Harris is back this weekend.
Nate Harris.
Harris, yeah. So what do you make of that series there with Florida at home against Kentucky?
Yeah, you're right, dude. Florida, it's like, Florida not only is it weekend to weekend, it's like day to day, like whether or not they decide that day they want to be good. Against Oklahoma, they were awful one day, and the next 2 days they looked like gangbusters. So it's really difficult to kind of figure those guys out. Caden McDonald, a young slugger for them, has been really good as of late. And, Florida and Kentucky, especially since Mingione's been there, has been a little bit of a chippy, series back and forth. So I kind of like Florida. I'm actually going to go on a limb and say Florida sweeps the series.
Okay.
I think this is the weekend that Florida finally shows up ready to play just because of a little bit of the chippiness aspect of these two teams.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. There's three other ranked series, Kendall. Oklahoma's at Arkansas, A&M's at Ole Miss, Auburn at Mississippi State. The easy answer is probably Auburn at Mississippi State. But who do you think has what's the most on the line of those three series? Which team has the most at stake?
Oh, I would say in those three series, I would say A&M and Ole Miss have the most at stake. I think if you're A&M and you lose that series, you're pretty much a must-win situation against Mississippi State the final weekend at home to have any shot at a top 8. I think if you're Ole Miss, who dropped out of our top 16, if you have any hopes of being a top 16, you better win that series at home this weekend against the Aggies. So I would say that one. I think for Auburn and Mississippi State, State has a chance to be a top 8. Auburn, I really liked their club over the weekend at A&M. I thought they looked like a national championship type of club. A really good weekend rotation with Jake Marciano, Andres Alvarez, and Alex Petrovic. They've got a really nice piece to back in the bullpen and Jackson Sanders. And they're finally hitting for power offensively. So keep an eye on Auburn, guys. I love their club right now.
Okay. He's Kendall Rogers, at Kendall Rogers. We're going to get him on Twitter, d1baseball.com. Outside of the SEC, what's the series we should be watching?
Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting to kind of see what happens in the ACC this weekend. I mean, you got Louisville, who, oddly enough, their RPIs in like the 90s. I don't know how that's even possible considering they have the top home run producer in college baseball and Tate Davis. But, that one is top of mind for me. You look at Bubble in the ACC, Pittsburgh really has to win that series against North Carolina. And, of course, keep an eye on Florida State and Clemson. Clemson in a much more precarious situation than LSU even, sitting there tied for last in the ACC. But they finished with, Boston, or they finished with Florida State and some tough opponents. And if they win both of those series, all of a sudden they're sitting at 13 wins and an RPI in the 30s. So just a lot of stake in that series. And, of course, in the Big 12 and the Big 10, West Virginia, number 15, West Virginia against number 7, Kansas, number 13, Oregon against UCLA. I think if UCLA is going to get tripped up, this is the weekend it's going to happen. They do not have their Friday starter in Logan Redmond, who his status really the rest of the season is to be determined. And Oregon, I think, is a really physical club.
Follow it all at d1baseball.com, d1baseball.com. The road to Omaha just about to get underway. We're a couple of weeks away. d1baseball.com. Great chance to get by and get subscribed in time for the postseason. At Kendall Rogers, where you get him on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Thanks, dude.
You got it, brother. Be good.
All right, man. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the Saints. Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com. Remember, go to the website because they have the weekly ad at Rouse's.com every week. So if you're going to be grocery shopping and you're looking to, maybe you're buying on a budget or you just like to save money, Rouse's is always going to let you do that. Look for the Rouse's branded products. That's a great thing to do. But remember, Mother's Day is this weekend. So that's some great Mother's Day deals. Like, how about a dozen sleeved market fresh roses for $15.97? $15.97 for the dozen roses. Maybe if mom loves, some USDA prime beef on the grill, whole beef tenderloin, $16.88 a pound. They've got fresh live lobsters for $17.99 a pound. Treat mom this Mother's Day. If you're cooking at home or want to jump in, snack some chocolate, some candy, some flowers for her, you could do that at Rouse's. The official supermarket of the Saints, Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home. Speaking of the Saints, the Saints have released Jordan Tyson's jersey. I thought I was going to say Jordan Tyson. They've released his jersey number and a video of Jordan Tyson meeting QB1 Tyler Shuck. And Saints are working out a place kicker today, and it's a familiar name. And we're going to talk about it next. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Got an event coming up in the rest of 2026, or maybe you're thinking ahead to 2027. You got to remember Renaissance Baton Rouge. Renaissance Baton Rouge is just the best place in Baton Rouge to host an event. Their grand ballroom can host up to 500 people, so it doesn't matter if you need a boardroom for a business meeting for a dozen people where they have all of the technology and all the connectivity and electronics that you need. They can serve your meals to you, cater your meals in one of those boardrooms as well. Awesome location. And that from a dozen up to the grand ballroom where they can hold 500 wedding receptions, award banquets. If it's any type fundraisers, any type of meeting or event conferences that you may have, think Renaissance Baton Rouge right there on Bluebonnet near I-10. They're across from the Mall of Louisiana and Perkins Row. Allison Crump's the events coordinator. She does an awesome job. She always says, we're in the business of saying yes. So whatever event you have, however they need to manipulate their space, they'll make it work. Check them out at Renaissance Baton Rouge. For years, you've heard me talk about Insurance Network of Louisiana, mostly telling you about how to save money or get better coverage on your home, auto. I want to remind you, though, if you're a business owner and you're looking at your bottom line, and if we're being honest, every business owner is always concerned with the bottom line. Now, that's the only thing, but it's something you have to consider. What if you are losing money every month by overspending on your insurance? At Insurance Network of Louisiana, if it's commercial auto, general liability, commercial property, workers' comp, business owners' package policies, commercial umbrella, they can do all different types of businesses. Let them shop their top-rated carriers to see if they can get you better coverage for your business insurance for less money. Give them a shout at 293-0450, 293-0450, 293-0450, or online at lainsurance.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
It'll always be very critical on him. And then obviously this week, missing that field goal that time in order to tie it is always going to be one of the critical points that we talk about. And we got to bring in competitive edge. We got to go out there and look. We got to go out there and bring in people to compete. We'll do that accordingly like we always do, but it definitely creates more of a sense of urgency to be able to have that competitive edge for Koo, for all of us, and to put ourselves in those positions to do the right thing for our football team at all costs.
Woo! That was former Falcons head coach Raheem Morris talking about Younghoe Koo after a week one miss, and it didn't get any better for Younghoe Koo. He ends up just playing the one game for the Falcons in 2025. He would spend 5 games with the Giants. Over the course of his 8, by the way, Younghoe Koo in New Orleans on a rookie minicamp tryout. So really, really fascinating with Koo. And really when we talk about NFL place kickers, because there's this weird juxtaposition when you talk about kickers in the NFL, because you typically, if you have a veteran kicker that's available, it's because something has gone awry. Either their distance or their accuracy isn't there anymore. And I think about Justin Tucker, and I know Justin Tucker had his off the field stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But there was a point for a long period where Justin Tucker was the most accurate kicker in the history of the NFL. And then all of a sudden, it's like he just wasn't anymore. And it's so bizarre to see how quickly that can change. Well, so too is it true with Younghoe Koo, who was awesome. I mean, he was awesome for Atlanta for so long. His field goal percentage in 2019 was 88.5. Then he was 94.9, 93.1, 86.5, 86.5, 73.5, 66.7. Like, he was great until he wasn't. And this is a guy who's played 98 games across 8 seasons in his NFL career, and he's 31 years old. And it just feels like every kicker hits a point where I don't know if it's the repeat. I'm not a kicker, right? If I had to go do the Herb Street thing on game day, I'm the one that you'd see on TikTok going viral for like kicking a ball straight into somebody's face at a 45-degree angle. Like, that would be me. So I have no idea. But it's just so interesting to see how this happens. And then there's guys like Morton Anderson or John Carney who kick into their 40s, and maybe they don't have the distance anymore, but they never lose the repeatable motion and the accuracy. And Younghoe Koo has just, boom, lost it. But he's still hanging on, and the Saints are working him out. And I think it's important because you always want to keep an up-to-date scouting report on players in case. What if you have an injury? What if you have a pulled hamstring 1 week? I mean, knock on for Micah, you don't want to see any of that happen, but like, what if you do? So you want to make sure that you have an up-to-date evaluation of prospects and players in case you want to see them. And it's also very common that in the NFL, when you have divisional familiarity with people, Koo being with the Falcons for so long, the Saints saw Younghoe Koo, and there's tremendous familiarity there with him, with his ability. So for New Orleans, you've got 2 place kickers on the roster right now. They made the decision to stick with Charlie Smith. And so Charlie Smith, who we talked to at Super Bowl last year, young guy, 24 years old, big kid, strong leg, from Ireland. We know his story. And there's a lot of optimism around Charlie Smith. But the same was true, prior, when you thought that that you had found your place kicker of the future. Now, remember, we also hang on. Sorry, I want to get the guy's name. I know it's Shipley. I can't remember his first name. Mason Shipley. So we had Mason Shipley on the show last week. So remember, Mason Shipley is another guy that from Texas. He kind of bounced around in his college career. Started at Oklahoma State. Bounced around a little bit. It went to Texas. Where was he? Texas State? Is that where he was? Was it Texas State? Mason Shipley. Don't worry about it.
I don't remember.
Anyway, he and then landed at Texas and he landed at Texas. Finished his career there this past year. Undrafted free agent, signed with the Saints. So you've got a couple of options there, and then you're working out Younghoe Koo. I think it's unlikely they sign Younghoe Koo, but it's probably one of those where you keep an up-to-date evaluation. Because listen, a year ago when the Saints had made the commitment to Blake Grupe, we thought that was the guy. And then all of a sudden he just wasn't, and they cut him. And for a lot of years, Sean Payton, we'd always joke, man, Sean Payton and them kickers, man. Guy missed one. Sean was looking in the Rolodex for who's next. We don't know how Kellen Moore is going to react to that because he's been a head coach for 1 year. But he's already made that change, cutting Grupe, going with Charlie Smith. So we'll see if that becomes a revolving door, if they're able to develop some type of consistency there. But the Saints are bringing in Younghoe Koo for a workout. If they do sign him, we'll certainly pass it along and let you know. All right, it is after further review. LSU basketball added a player today. We'll, if you missed that, we'll recap that here in just a quick second. We are brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Mother's Day Sunday, y'all. Thrill mom with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Mother's Day is Sunday. Graduation is here as well. They get so many amazing gift ideas for the mom in your life, for the graduate on your list. Check out Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. You shop them online at lmfj.com, lmfj.com. Maybe elegant pearls, beautiful piece of diamond jewelry. Remember, every diamond, before it goes in the cases, is hand inspected by a family member. Scott goes all over the world, goes to India on these diamond buying trips to go get the best selection to bring back here to Louisiana. 9 locations in all. You can find the location nearest you or shop them online at lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Thrill mom with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. If you missed it earlier today, the LSU basketball Tigers have landed a commitment from Michigan State. Divine Ugochukwu. Nailed it. Don't let your boy get hot. Don't let your boy get hot.
You're going to have a lot of opportunities here
No
with the international flair they're going for.
Brian Chauvin on the text line said, with all these foreign people coming on the basketball team, announcing a game is going to be hilarious. It's unenviable.
That's for sure.
And the thing about announcing basketball is it's continuous action. And so it's not like you have the opportunity before the play starts to know that Ugochukwu just came into the game at running back and he gets the carry. and you can compose yourself, right? Handoff right side, it's Ugochukwu chopped down at the 42, right? It's Ugochukwu flips it around to the right wing to, what's the guy's name?
Santos
Yang.
or Nyang.
I didn't need you to answer. I was just calling the play. Muse. Damn it, Muse. Stop stepping on me. I'm trying to call a play, and you're making it even worse.
All right, go.
No, I don't want to anymore.
Well,
And we're going to do the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire bit. Dim the lights. All right, give me one, Muse.
oh, all right. We're gonna need you to spell Ogochukwu.
You didn't even pronounce it correctly. You flipped the first and the third letters.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. You said Ogochukwu. It's Ugochukwu.
Ugochukwu.
Yeah. Can you use it in a sentence?
Ugochukwu flips it around to the right. Dang it. See, that's why it's gonna be tough.
You can't even talk.
Ugochukwu pass to the right wing to Niang.
Ugochukwu.
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 Country of origin, please.
I have to look that up.
Any alternate pronunciations? Jesus. Musso.
Well, I was trying to do multiple things at once. Sorry.
We talked about this an hour and a half ago.
I know, and I had one of them dubbed in there.
And you had an hour and a half. Paul, turn the
Wow.
lights back on, please. It's okay. See, I mean,
We can try again. They're going to
no,
get
we're
another
not-
one. We can try
we're
again
not
next
gonna try-
time.
we're not going to try again. We're not, because
All right, then.
you're not going to dub it in. It's going to go into an ad. We're going to screw it up again. We're going to waste people's time. You're going to say Ogochukwu instead of Ugochukwu.
What's going to be a different name?
But ideally, we'd have multiple that we could go through. If we had a bit where we're dancing a little bit.
The real issue is I didn't have the country of origin. If I would have had the country of origin, I had to look that up.
If only we talked about it before the show started.
Well, I'm just saying that's the real problem.
And we talked about it before the show started. You've had 90 minutes. What?
I was just going to say before the show, yes, but I mean, we were in Sports Center. Like, it wasn't like we did
And
this.
you've had 90
That's
minutes.
why I didn't. That's why I said, nah. That's why I was like, okay, yeah, 90 minutes there.
I don't understand.
Well, that's like, I was going to say, like, okay, yeah, it was before the show, but it was literally like 30 seconds probably before the show. But then I was like, well, it's 4:30. There was time, so I wasn't going to go there.
John Jones said this is funny. Keep going. I would, John, except I don't think Musso has anything else teed up. So we're going to go to break is what we'll do. Maybe one day we'll try again. Maybe I'll wait till Lalandra's filling in or somebody, and we'll try again.
You know what? Go for it.
Right now or later?
No, later. I mean, sure, you're going to wait till later.
What are you reaching over there for?
I have to record your Darren James live that you're about to do so I can send it to DJ.
I didn't know if you were...
I mean, we can roll.
You said go for it, and you were reaching for something. Country of origin.
France.
Oh, really?
How about that?
I don't think his name is French, though. See, he may be from France, but I don't think Ugochukwu is French. I would say Ugochukwu is, it's certainly an African nation. I would say, I don't think it's Nigerian because Nigerian names typically start with an O. Are you saying it's Nigerian? No?
That was going to be my guess, actually. Yeah, I mean, I can continue looking up. When I Googled
never, you don't have? Okay, I thought you had it.
I said France. That's what I had.
Okay. Let's just go to break. We'll go to break. We'll try bet. We'll try to execute. We'll try to execute a bit better next time. We'll revisit our Who Wants to Be a Millionaire LSU. You know what? That bit was as cumbersome as trying to say these names, actually. It may look a lot like that in the games. There we go. There we did. We did it. We landed the plate. It's AFR.
AFR.
And as Muse mentioned, we are brought to you by Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty, agent225.com, agent225.com. Hey, if you're thinking of selling your home, you need to call Darren James. You got a lot of options, right? You probably know someone who's a realtor, a friend, relative. What happens if you hire cousin Betty, the realtor, and she doesn't sell your home, or she doesn't perform the level of service or have the communication you would expect? What do? You fire cousin Betty? That makes it really awkward around Thanksgiving and Christmas. How about you call the realtor that has a customer service guarantee? If at any point you're not thrilled with the level of service Darren provides, you can fire him. Let you out of the contract free and clear, no questions asked. And by the way, in his entire career in real estate, no one has ever taken him up on that because Darren's level of customer service is exceptional. It's why he's the best. Agent225.com, agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at decisioncriticalbr.com.
Aaron Goldberg, in response to Muso's faux pas in the last segment, 4:30, Muso is high. Kyle D, Matt, not a shocker. It's slightly after 4:20, Muso can't speak. How did I miss that one?
I don't know.
I mean, that was right there for the taking.
You let a 3-0 heater middle in just go right by you, dude.
Just stared at it.
Yeah. Bat on the shoulder. Blinked. Missed it.
They didn't even give me the take sign.
No.
It wasn't like, hey, you're taking 3-0 because this guy can't throw a strike. It's you're just swing away. Hey, swing away. Go be a hitter up there. Nope.
They don't get more in your wheelhouse than that one's going. You're slacking a little bit there, gotta say.
I'm waiting for the slurve that falls 3 feet off the plate. That's what I'm waiting for. Just drive that thing the other way.
Lunge at it.
Yeah, it's leaving the yard too. Get ready. Brad Lambert said it kind of sounds Russian to me. Jim, Matt, I bet we don't see these last names on the basketball jerseys. What?
I don't get it. I don't get that.
Maybe because they're long?
I guess.
Santos.
All right. But I mean, how many people you've seen them have like the horseshoe name on the back because it's
like
long?
The most egregious ever. The two most egregious ever are Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, it's so bad, dude.
I mean, it basically is from hip to hip.
Yeah.
And then Henry Rowan Gardner.
Henry Rowan. Rosenbagger.
God hose up. Warm up. You're going in. Hey, way to go, Runamaker. Never doubted the kid for a minute.
Love Rookie of the Year, man.
Greg Lehman. How many times will it take Muso stepping on you for you to lose it? A0, B2, C5, D10. That was a disaster. Tell Muso he's fine.
I get fired every day.
Actually, Greg
Not as much
also
as
said,
brain.
Greg said that was a stupid analogy. 3-0 green light isn't usually given. 2-0 heater would have been more appropriate.
How about the 3-1 heater?
I mean, you could certainly be told to take 3-0.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Greg, I disagree with you, Greg.
I mean, in modern baseball, Greg, you're not getting a heater 2-0. It's not happening. It's going to be the slider.
Hey, Greg, shut up.
Little change piece in a 2-0 count. Anything but the heater.
You want to notch a CG shut piece, you're throwing that check piece 2-0. All right, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. If this is just since we've completely gone off the rails, or moderately gone off the rails, I might as well mention this now. Terrio came to my house yesterday. We had the parish construction and roofing marketing meeting like we do every Tuesday. So this was 2 days ago. It was Tuesday. And after the meeting, Terrio, who has, I'm sure he'll talk, well, he's not going to be here tomorrow. Georgie's got the state track meet. Good luck to Georgie and all the track athletes. They didn't post it. They didn't post it on Twitter. So Terrio has gotten into like what you call like attic diving or whatever, like going through people's attics looking for their baseball cards. He has a wild idea that he wants to start a business where he goes into people's, he says, can I just go look into your attic? Almost like Storage Wars, and just look for your baseball cards. And if I find them, I can keep them. And people are like, all right, go clean up my attic. I don't care. So Terrio goes to my house and goes up in my attic. And what the part that he really missed here is like there was just no shot that he was going to find anything of value because I was very diligent in collecting my baseball cards. I spent a lot of time and money as a kid collecting cards. I just came up in the junk wax era, and nothing is worth anything. But like I was one of those kids that had everything, and I had the Beckett subscription, so everything. Cases, binders, organized by set, numbered, the whole deal, right? So, but he goes into my attic, and he wants to find my baseball cards. And so we spent part of the day on Tuesday. Look, here's our garage. There's my cold plunge. Look, there's my cold plunge, my sauna right there. Cold plunge, sauna, scones area. Anyway, so Terrio goes up in my attic and pulls down all my baseball cards, and lo and behold, he found absolutely nothing. I mean, yesterday I was over at the office, and he's got some shoe boxes that were loose cards, and I'm just like, by the way, that shoe box of loose cards, I guarantee you there's zero chance you find anything. Those are garbage sets with names you will not know. That's why they're not in any type of. If it's loosely in a box, there's no shot you're finding anything of value.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, he starts opening up binders, and I have like paper taped to the inside of the binder. It's like 1991 Leaf, and the three that are missing from the set in order, like 1 Cal Ripken, 86 Joey Bell, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look, there's Santa. Erica's little Santa. There's Santa's lawn ornament. All these boxes and whatnot. So go check it out. You want to see this video of what Scone's attic looks like, you can see it. It's on the Parish Construction and Roofing, I think, Instagram, Facebook. Got to post on Twitter as well. But there's the flag. That's the flag that Terrio, we in the 2000 College World Series, after they won the College World Series, we were in the front row in right field, and when they were doing their victory lap, my buddy Ben had an LSU flag on a pole, and Terrio, who I didn't know at the time, took the flag. And so the flag is actually in the team photo.
Hey.
And so after the College World Series, Ben found Ryan, got him to sign the flag, and it's now signed and encased in my attic.
Wait, why doesn't Ben have it?
Well, Ben passed.
Oh,
so it's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. So, but it's a great memento that I have because that was it was an amazing trip. It was one of the best memories of my life. Was the 2000 College World Series because it was my dad, my brother, me, and then Ben, and obviously we made that trip together. So, anyway, but that's it. It's a massive display with the flag, photos, newspaper clippings, giant thing. Whenever Eric and I got married, there's just no way that was going on the wall anywhere. So now it's in the attic. It used to be very prominently displayed when Ben and I and my buddy Ski, the three of us lived in our sort of bachelor house together. It was like in the den.
That makes sense.
It was the giant thing above the couch.
Oh, yeah, right above the fireplace.
Yeah,
just center in the room.
Boom! We didn't have a fireplace. But you
know what I mean.
Boom,
yeah.
above the couch. And or the futon, as it were.
There we go. Futon.
But, yeah. Because futons used to be a thing.
Those come in clutch, man.
Are futons still a thing?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, at least they were when I was in college. I would assume that still in like dorm rooms and things. I mean, it's a little cheaper option than a couch. You know, it folds out. You can sleep on it. Good things for college kids.
Ray Lewis.
Has Terrio actually gone in other people's attics or just yours?
Yeah. Somebody else let him go up there.
My goodness.
I know. So if you want to see what my attic looks like, go to Parish Construction and Roofing on Instagram or Facebook, and you'll see the video of Terrio sifting through all my crap. Oh, look, there's me. Let's say Old Catholic High D-Day, 1998. That was our undershirt for D-Day when we played Santa Ma. We actually wore cotton undershirts.
Dude, why?
It was 1998.
So it wasn't hot in 1998?
There was no such thing as dry fit in 1998, Muse.
Now that's fair.
I know you're 6 years old.
That's not true. I'm not 6 years old.
You were 5 in 1998. You have no concept of that.
Yeah, that's right. 5.
I know that's right. I can math.
Yeah, that's 5. Yeah.
I can math. Anyway. All right, it's after further review. We are brought to you by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. It's not just healthcare, it's healthcare for your lifestyle. You go in someone's attic, you sweat a bunch, you need to hydrate, Decision Critical can come give you an IV at your home, at your office. They'd be 12 shots in clinic weekly. And, of course, they can help with any type of healthcare that you need. Post-operative recovery, maybe it's hospice in-home, whatever it may be. Our friends at Decision Critical, their expert nurses are here to help. And they're all over the state of Louisiana. They got their Dallas office as well. So not just in Baton Rouge, although it's decisioncriticalbr.com. They're all over the state and in Dallas as well. Decisioncriticalbr.com. Okay, quick break. Muse will wrap up the hour with Tigers in the Pros. Excuse me. Cat Terrell in 30 minutes. We'll get a preview of Saints rookie minicamp. I do want to talk also a little LSU football after the top of the hour in 15 minutes. A guy who, for an obvious reason, we didn't talk a lot about in spring that I want to highlight in about 15 minutes. We'll get to that next. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you're bored, killing time, maybe sitting in traffic. I mean, if you're at a red light, you can do this, but don't do this if you're please don't do this if you're driving. Maybe you're waiting on your kids to get out of school, so you're just sitting in the parking lot waiting for them to get done with practice or whatever, you're listening to the show. Pull out your phone and go to DuplessisBuilders.net. 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 That's the website for Duplessis Pools. Right on the homepage, they have a you've heard me talk about this before, they have a pick your pool button. They've got 11 different pool designs, and it's interactive. You can actually pick out all the features and design your pool right there on the website. So 11 different designs. Then you can pick out your tiling, your coping, do you want lights? Do you want a water feature? Do you want a sun deck? All the different things that you could add on right there. You can even pay for it, finance it right there on the website. I mean, you could be in the queue right now. But anyway, go right there right now. DuplessisBuilders.net. DuplessisBuilders.net.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Decision Critical Concierge Nursing. Healthcare for your lifestyle. Learn more at DecisionCriticalBR.com.
All right, wrapping up hour number 2, and glad to have you hanging out with us here. Cat Terrell in about 25 minutes from right now. We'll talk some Saints rookie minicamp. Right now, Muso, Tigers in the Pros.
Tigers in the Pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right. We kick this off with some fun news for a former Tiger. That's right. DJ LeMahieu back in the game of baseball. Not in the major leagues. He is retired. But DJ LeMahieu has been named the manager of the Royal Oak Leprechauns of the Northwoods League, Collegiate Summer Baseball. So shout out to DJ. Where I guess Royal Oak is the town. It is a neighboring town of his hometown, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. So he's back home. Going to manage the Royal Oak Leprechauns of the Northwoods Collegiate Baseball, Summer Baseball League.
Okay.
I kind of dig it, man. Kind of dig it. So shout out to DJ. Well, maybe we'll
stay busy, Deej.
We'll follow a couple of their games, see how he does in his first year managing.
Okay.
To other baseball, Paul Skeens was shoved day yesterday, and boy, did he. 8 shutout innings, 2 hits, no walks, 7 punch-outs, 97 pitches, and a 1-0 game, and the Pirates pulled him at 97 pitches. Didn't let him go for the complete game shut piece. Paul Skeens has never thrown a complete game in the major leagues outside of an 8-inning loss because, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think they should have let him go. They didn't, but he's 5-2 on the year. And he's been, remember when his ERA started at 67? Yeah, it's down to 2.3. Short-lived there.
Is that good?
That's pretty good. Alex Lang, inning in a third. No hits a night ago, but did give up a run. Walked a guy as well. And the Kansas City Royals, they fell. Alex Bregman went 1 for 4. Single. Scored. Walked. Punched out twice.
Ooh.
Been holding steady, though. Been holding steady, Brendan. And NBA playoffs. Naz Reid.
Should have stayed.
Game number 2, Spurs and T-Wolves. Reid, 21 minutes off the bench. 11.7 boards. Big win for the Spurs. And Trendon Watford, a healthy scratch last night for the 76ers in their game 2 versus the Knicks.
Was he scratched or did he just DNP?
DNP.
Okay.
But he's healthy. That's what it is. Healthy
means he
DNP.
didn't play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he was dressed on the bench.
Yeah. He drafted on the bench. Just didn't get in. Coach's decision, they'll call it. That's Tigers and Pros.
Presented by Our Lady of the Lake. Success takes a team, and not just on the field at FMOL Health. That team is more than 20,000 strong, delivering care across Louisiana and Mississippi as one connected, mission-driven health system. As a $5 billion health system with nationally recognized quality and not one but 2 exceptional workplace awards from Gallup, FMOL Health has built something people trust and continues to grow to meet the needs of the communities they serve. And, of course, when LSU needed a partner to care for its student-athlete, they chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner. FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, and LSU. Together, we roar. Learn more at ololrmc.com/LSU. How about the Otter last night? The Ducks won as a it was Brandon McKay's pick, but lost with the under 1.5 in the first quarter of the first period. So 1-1 on the hockey plays, but Spurs hit. Over in the Nationals Twins hit. Red Sox money line hit. Nice little day there for the Otter. He's coming. Otter Locks live over at LouisianaSports.net if you want them right now. Oh, and told you a little bounce back for Philly last night. Covered the 10.5. Lost the game. Covered the 10.5. Much better effort. Hour 3 next.
AFR.
You know, Louisiana is the mold capital of the world. Say that often. And it makes sense, right? It's humid and it's wet. I woke up this morning, getting in my cold plunge in the garage, the window right next to the cold plunge. You could just hear it was storming rain. And I know when that happens, and if people have water intrusion, leaks, whatever, you know, getting into your sheetrock or into your insulation, it's a breeding ground for mold. It's wet, it's humid. So if you have mold or think you might, you need to knock that out. Toxic mold is bad news. Call Parish Restoration. Or log on to parishrestoration.com. It's mold remediation done right the first time. parishrestoration.com. parishrestoration.com. They'll spray their patented non-toxic dry fog, knock out that mold, get you clean, sanitized, smelling great. parishrestoration.com.